I know I'm a little early. Just getting it in. Early birds, where you at? Early birds, where you at? Guys, don't forget to vote. I left the I left the link below the voting pool so we can go to school. Bars. And the question is, man, after seeing what we saw last night, what's capable when these fighters continue fighting? Who wins? Ryan Garcia? Tank Davis? Who wins out of these two? Because, you know, the trash talk is going to happen. The trash talk is going to happen. We got 2 on the chat. You guys hit that like button as you come in. Don't forget to vote. The voting is in the community. So, just getting it in. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, you got all this trash talk. You got all these fighters. And we know that the fight was offered to Garcia once upon a time, which was last year. And Garcia went the Manny Mayweather legend route. XXX. What's up, Kurt? Only in America. That's right. Only in America, baby. Only in America. Look, we got height, speed, reach versus power, speed, and agility. Andrew Michael from Cardiff, Wales in the place to be. Hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. You guys come in, hit that like button. Missed the after party, Kurt. I'm in the UK time, so I was so tired, man. No problem. Hey, this world is a big, very big place. Vincent N, what's good though? Everything's good. Getting it in, you know, day off. Well, day off from filming, you know, we're making it work. So it's time to go to work. Matter of fact, let me put this up here so I can see it eye level. This makes more sense. There we go. There we go. West Midlands, Dean and Blondie, counterpunch to you. You guys hit that like button as we come in. Everybody hit the like button. I'll get this set off. Jack Oblesk, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Campbell knocked down Garcia, but he got up. Would that be a different if Davis was the one that threw that punch? Well, here's the thing. You have to understand, styles make fights, and Luke Campbell's style, he was eye level. He was eye level to Garcia. He had different reach, had a different style. So when he came, look, it was a rookie mistake by Ryan. I get that. But if Tank, let's just say this. I think the question you mean to ask what if Tank dropped Ryan Garcia with his left? Because I think that's only fair, because there's different dynamics from Luke coming a taller guy, eye level coming at you, versus a guy coming at you from this level. Okay, so he would have, if Tank would have caught him with that punch and he would have went down, Tank would have mauled him. See, one thing about Tank, if Tank seeks blood, if he gets you and hurts you, and he had Ryan Garcia all falling. How did he fall? He fell like under his arm. Yeah. Brom here, Dean. Vincent N, counterpunch to you. I've just finished my hour weights workout. I'm whacked. Dean and Blondie. Hey, get it in. Get it in. That's what it is. I worked on arms yesterday. I'm not going to do that too much today. Curtis Mall. What's up, Kurt? Love from the UK. And that's Kurt with a K, not with a C. But everything's all good. Tank showed some slick evasiveness, not just a bruiser. He couldn't. Jacko Blisk, I mean, that wouldn't have been smart. See, that's being smart. Not avoiding fighters that you need to fight. That's not smart. That's cowardice. It's what you do in the ring with the opponents that you have, with the challenges that are faced with you. Not just fucking Twitter. Not just fucking social media. You know, you use your brain when you're in there fighting, bobbing, weaving. That's what you call using your brain. Hey, they're fighters. If he ain't gonna fight the best, get the fuck out of the business. Like, real talk. Be a commentator. Try to take Sean Porter's job. Oh, that's right. Sean Porter fought the best, didn't he? See, I don't have any sympathy for constant trash talk. I understand. I just posted the video. You know, they offered Ryan Garcia that fight. You know, he wanted to fight Pacquiao, but who wouldn't want to fight Pacquiao? They should understand that. Their boy did it. Errol Spence did it. So, you know, look at things how it is, man. Ryan will pull out before the fight happens. Man, you know something? Hey, he deserves that. You see how people treating Ryan Garcia? Shit, he wouldn't even fight Fortuna. He wouldn't even fight Fortuna. So, you know, well, because look. Anytime I hear Ryan Garcia having a fight, I don't get my hopes up. I don't get happy. I don't, you know, it's not the thing to do, because you don't never know when Ryan Garcia is going to pull, hey, I had a nervous breakdown. See, back in the day, in my day, we don't say mental illness. We say nervous breakdown. Okay? That's you know, you had a nervous breakdown. That means shit you couldn't handle, so you broke down. You know, mental illness sounds a little bit more technical. You know? Not saying people don't have that. What I'm saying is Ryan Garcia is not reliable. But this is just fantasy, because these motherfuckers ain't fought. So I tell you guys to vote. No, Curtis, you're good. No, I have a brother named Curtis. And, you know, they both call us Kurt for short. So when I see C, I'm like, no, that's not me. Ryan talks too much for his own good. Mario, they all talk too much, to be honest with you. They all talk too much. Gray Loch, hello from Nottingham. Counterpunch to you, Gray. Garcia beat him. Tank has not fought anyone. They are trying to pass Cruz as a top fighter. Ah, okay. So what you're saying is put Garcia in there with Cruz and see how Garcia goes, or what he does with Cruz, since he's a quote-unquote now newfound star, right? Battle of the Divas. Javi Go, counterpunch to you. Tommy Fury pulled out. Yeah, same. Sad. You know, say it's an injury. Like, dude, like, I mean, I don't know, man. You know, it's like the more fights we have, it's like the more fights get made, the more fights get canceled. It's almost like the more people get hired, the more people get fired. Kurt, I don't know. You saw it, but Teofimo was using an inhaler after the winner was announced. What did you make of that? I know he has asthma, but feels weird. Well, I mean, Teofimo, man, let me tell you something about Teofimo. Pray for that dude. Why? Because obviously he had something that was going on with him that nobody knew. You know, not even him, not his daddy that knows everything. No one knew what was going on with Tio until a doctor had to tell him. Now just imagine he jumped on that plane and he's up in that high altitude and something would have happened to him. Look, that's what I'm saying. Pray for him. But I will say this, to counterpunch Tio, that's the last thing he should have mentioned to anybody. He lost. See, because why would you bring that up if you feel you won? See, that only comes off as an excuse. Like, see, that's the reason. No, it's not the reason. You got beat. We shouldn't have ever heard that. That should have been something that should have been behind the curtains. We shouldn't have heard that Teofimo Lopez got whatever, a life-threatening issue. Obviously, he was saved before it happened. Okay, so he didn't have to put that out there. So, see, thing about Tio though, you can't be a hypocrite. You can't come off like the Billy Badass. You can't come off like that, because once you come off like, hey, no excuses, don't do this to other fighters, Billy Joe Saunders, like he did to Dubois. You guys remember that? Well, then when something happens to you, you can't then turn around and say, hey, this happened, this is the reason, that's the reason, this is the reason. Yo, no, I don't buy it. That should have been discreet. That should have been something they should have kept to themselves, or somebody else should have said. I saw it on his Instagram. Ryan will KO Cruz. Hubris the God. Well, I mean, yeah, I can see that, because Cruz comes wide. I see a quick left hook inside the wide punches of Cruz. You know, guard up or not. I seen that coming. Junior Bongora. Hello from London. Counterpunch to you. Okay. Hubris the God says Ryan will outbox the Tank. You know, honestly, if a fight ever gets made between Tank and Ryan, I think the easiest way to fight Tank would be to outbox him. Because if he tried to slug with Tank, he's only giving Tank stuff that he doesn't need to give Tank. He has the height. He has the reach. You know what I mean? He can counter, flurry when he needs to, pull the Sugar Ray Leonard Hagler. He can do that shit all day. He could. Now, if Tank's fast enough to get to him, more power to Tank. Because, see, Tank has to fight his way in. Shorter fighters have to maneuver their way in. They got to have somewhat of a Mike Tyson / Barry Sanders type technique to get their way on the inside, especially with a tall fighter. They don't have long reach. They can't catch a person from outside. They have to work themselves inside. Okay? So if they don't do that, or if they can't do that, they're in trouble. Because it's just, that's all night. Step all night. And they try to follow, bop, there goes the right hand. Easy. Cruz, 300K. Pay his purse tells you how good he is. He was slower. He's slower than my granny. 300,000. I would love 300,000 right now. I think the road to Loma getting belts back is clear. Clock is ticking though. Jack O'Blisk, counterpunch to you. Let's hit that like button, guys. Everyone in, hit the like button if you haven't already. The ones that have, thank you. The ones that haven't, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Look, I was thinking of that myself, Jack. I was thinking of, what if Kambosos, because this is the take. George is going from fight to fight to fight. He's going to fight, he looked at Devin Haney's, he looked at Tank Davis's, he observed. What's next? Loma. Loma's going to look good against Comey. Watch what I tell you. It's going to be a fight where Loma ends up schooling Comey and then really wowing George Kambosos, right? And then George is going to say, you know what? I beat Tio that beat Loma. I think that was a fluke, so let me fight Loma. So it could be a fight. And if George Kambosos takes that fight, that's a fight I'm going to love to see. But It's a fight I don't think he's gonna like the outcome. George Kambosos fast, quick. I got videos piled up that I gotta publish, but George showing his speed. George Kambosos is really fast. So was Gary Russell Jr. So was Jorge Linares. Okay? These fighters were faster fighters also. And what did Loma do to them? What did Loma do to them? Think about what I'm saying. See, if he takes that fight, Bob, if he really cares about his fighter, which I know he loves Loma, right? You know he loves Loma. Loma's the best fighter ever, right? Mario, exactly. I think Loma schools him. Loma he knows those type fighters. Kurt, please watch the Harold Sconyers interview on Bible. You know what? Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I keep forgetting about that, man. You know what? I did look at it, and then something happened, man. I think I was either driving or I had to go to work or something like that. But I did see it. I did see it. But no, I would definitely check it out. I will. Matter of fact, I'll do it today after I have lunch. I'm gonna have a late lunch. Eat lunch at 3 o'clock. Eat dinner at 7:38. But yeah, I will check it out, definitely. Haney may be Loma's best match. Maybe. Why? Shoulder roll. But Haney can't be off center. He can't pull a Caleb Plant. Cisco Perez, counterpunch to you. He can't be off. Why? Because if he's off, Loma's going to pinpoint. See, shoulder roll is only good if your defense is tight. This protects this chin. This protects this chin. And if this is down here, you're going to get countered. You can get countered. And Loma's, think about Loma's all day. Then pretty soon, all of a sudden he's coming at you. And if you're down here just thinking it's just feints, and you have this here and it's supposed to be here, you're not going to have time from when Loma decides you know that right hook's coming. So Kurt, good on you for taking care of yourself, especially at the gym. Hey man, I'm trying. That's your true wealth. Anybody that works hard, makes money, it don't mean shit if you're old in a wheelchair or you can't breathe. You need to be in here. Okay? This is your physical church right here. Your temple. Get it in. Damn, Kurt, jumping rope and taking and talking like that is all good, putting me. Look, boxing D. It ain't nothing to it. I'm breathing. I'm talking and breathing. And actually, one thing about talking, you guys remember Ali. Ali used to talk shit as he worked out, right? And one thing, when I used to personal train, talking helps you breathe. Yeah, because a lot of people, and I see people do this all the time, right? Not to get off subject, because this deals with boxing, breathing, right? What happens with people? You see them push up, doing push-ups, the jumping jacks, and they're holding their breath. I'm like, you can't hold your breath doing exercise. You're gonna pass out. That's why some people, they see red, pink, purple, green, they start to pass because they're not breathing. You have to breathe. Talking helps you breathe. That's why I tell people, whenever you're working out, you can count. It's cool to count, but when you're counting, you're forcing yourself to breathe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because you're going to breathe when you talk. You're going to breathe. Helps you breathe. So, that's why Ali, I'm the greatest. Here's Ali. Sonny, listen, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Sonny. You big dummy. I'm going to whoop you. You're going to go out in 5. You ain't nothing but jive. I'm going to take him out. Rumble, young man, rumble. Rumble. I'm going to whoop you. I'm the greatest. I'm the baddest man on 2 feet. I'm the baddest man on 2 feet. So, that's Ali. But he's breathing. He's not holding his breath. He's breathing. Can you consistent jump, double jump? It's been a while. I keep it simple these days because it's for footwork, it's for rhythm, it's for timing, it's for stamina. Jump rope is crucial. What's your size, weight? My brother, I'm 6'2", 235, 56 years old, and in shape. I'm about 240 now, but I need to be about 230. Tank, just like he did last night. Kurt, what's good, Chief? Counter punch to you, long time. The Boxing Source, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, it has been a while. Where you been? Damn shame T.O. didn't even get one defense in his reign. Nope. And you know something? You have to keep it real. Let's keep it real. Because everybody used to say that shit about Tyson Fury, remember? If you didn't defend your belt, you're not a real champion. Am I right or am I wrong? That's not what I said, that's what everybody said. And they said that about Tyson Fury. Well, Teofimo didn't defend anything. So the question is he a legitimate unified champion? That's something you got to ask yourself. You know what's better than even that? Talking when exercising, singing. I sing when I'm hiking, nothing better. And playing b-ball, nice. Yeah, that's true. You're forcing your mouth to open, that's the thing. He said Garcia's a fraud. 56 years of age. No, I'm not 56. But Baron 56 young, that's good. Yeah, I'm sure. We've seen Kurt do vocal impressions. Try to do your best AJ right uppercut impression. Bow! That's it. That's what I'm aiming for, 220. Stick to it, brother, you'll get there. Yeah, I love to eat. Man, last night I had oysters Rockefeller, beast, ribeye medium cooked, sauteed mushrooms. Yes, I'm hungry. Yes, I went there. Your size like Chisora? Pretty much. I think I'm a little leaner. I think Chisora's a little. He's like what's his face? Carlos Takam. They're kind of bulkier. I'm more slender. Way to go, Kurt. I thought you were in your 30s. What makes you think that I'm not in my 30s? I'm not 56. I'm gonna have to side with that. You got to defend the belt at least once. Hey, no, I'm not in my 50s, bro. I'm not in my 50s. But I can tell you this. I hope to soon, one day, in about 9-10 years, get to my 50s. 46. No. Oh, Javier, you're 46? Okay. Good age. Malachi Williams. Yeah, but Ryan said that he was going to fight Pac. Yeah, he did. But look, here's the thing. You have to remember something. When Ryan Garcia wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao, that's like a dream come true. It was a dream come true to a lot of fighters. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Ryan Garcia. Those guys wanted to fight a legend. I'm a man. I'm 40. The boxing source. Ha! I cut weight to 70 pounds with alpha interferon rebutron. I don't know what that is. I don't think I want to know. Kurt, besides boxing, what other sports do you like? I like basketball and football. Look, football used to be my junk. I wanted to play professional football or box. Barry Sanders was my favorite player. Therefore, I watched Detroit play because I watched him play. Well, when they messed over Barry Sanders, I stopped watching football, and it made me realize something. Football teams, to me, like certain teams, is just retarded. This is just my opinion. You got a player that plays for the Raiders. Okay? He gets drafted to the Bears, Chicago. Well, now you're going to be a Chicago fan or you're going to be a Raiders fan? The players make the team, not the team doesn't make the players. Okay? End of the day, Tank would body Garcia if they got in the ring together. Even Oscar De La Hoya said Ryan ain't ready. Haney, on the other hand, I see him outboxing Tank. Football, you mean hand egg? Hand egg. You fucking guys. Tank definitely in the top 5. Ryan will need a comeback fight first. Even still, there's politics in the way. Yeah, there's politics in the way. I mean, look at Canelo, the biggest draw in boxing. Look at Canelo and Plant. I mean, wasn't that a shit show? Look how long they took. Like, they went back and forth. They dropped it. They came back to it. They dropped it. Then they came back to it, and they finally made it done. They made it happen. So, yeah, it's politics in the game, definitely. Definitely. It's politics in the game. How much water do you drink in a day? I try to drink a gallon a day, just on general principle. But I love water anyway. I'm a Bobby Boucher of water. Like, I love the good shit too. Like, this is smart water. I love Penta. You know, certain waters like arsenic free. Yeah, I'm definitely a water dude. Good evening, Kurt. I hope I haven't missed much of your live stream. I just got the notification. Yeah, you know, they take the time, Nikki. It's all good. I haven't been on here 30 minutes already. So you got time. Hopefully Tank still got power in his left hand after it heals. Yeah, he will. You know, it has to properly heal though. I mean, I hate stuff like that because injuries are, you know, like Thanos said, inevitable. Kurt, do you think Kambosos versus Tank goes the distance? If not, who's getting KO'd? I don't know. I mean, see, it's hard because we know Kambosos has a chin. We know now Isaac Cruz has a chin. You know, I say it goes the distance, but I also think you have to think about this. Tank Davis is a southpaw. Kambosos fighting Tank Davis would be a right-hand frenzy, but it would also could be a left-hand opportunity for Tank. So this is what I will say. If Tank fights Kambosos, which I doubt that'll happen, but if he fights Kambosos and he ends up knocking out or stopping Kambosos, it's fair to say Tank hits harder than Teofimo, because Teo hit Kambosos with some shots, he even dropped him. But if Tank levels him, Tank will be then that respected, hard-hitting badass in that division between 135 and 140. Okay, so, but being a southpaw, fighting Kambosos with a chin like he has, Tank's tough as a tank. Tank's tough. You have to remember, Tank took some body punches as well. A lot of people that are hard upstairs, and it's hard to knock them out and drop them because they, just have a beard. You go to that body, a lot of times they fold, because when that body punch hits you in the right area, if it hits this liver, ooh, yeah. If it hits that liver, you're done. You're done for. You're absolutely right. I follow Warren Moon, not the team. Yeah, Warren Moon. Yeah, for Minnesota. Right? Yeah, and Warren Moon was one of those guys. Randall Cunningham was one of those guys. Ronnie Lott was one of those guys. I love those guys. I will wear their jersey because they played for the team, not the team itself. I would kill for authentic Barry Sanders jersey, number 20. I would kill for that. But do I like the Lions? No, the Lions suck. The Lions suck. They ain't never won a Super Bowl. They probably never will. Tank needs to fight Haney or Kambosos. Nobody outside the U.S. knows Garcia. Oh, well, I don't see how they don't know Garcia. I mean, he dropped Luke Campbell, the gold Olympian. So I don't understand that one. Is that a gym in your house? No, man, this is a hotel. This is a hotel, man. I can't go home. Everybody at my house got COVID. In my apartment, they got COVID. Jacked up. Everybody has COVID. And I'm coming back from Oklahoma from a job. So I get the call before I get there, thank goodness, thank God, that, hey, I got COVID. Okay, I won't be going there. Psycho Crusher, what's up, brother? Kind of punch to you. Kambosos stops Tank late. Ooh. Now imagine Teofimo. What if Teofimo would have pulled out of that fight? We would have never knew. Jim Brown, kind of punch to you with that wrench. We would have never knew the potential of Kambosos. It would have fizzed out. It would have been one of those things that shit talk, mind game, shit talk, then no fight. Right? All that training, all that aggression, all that effort, all that hard work, dedication, out the window. Right? So I'm so glad it happened. See, this is a good thing. Teo gets humbled. We get another star in the lightweight division. Okay? It's Kambosos still. It's not Cruz. We got to get that right. Cruz did a good count. No, we didn't know who he is. I mean, he'll get a small following. He's in California. He's coming from Mexico City. Ciudad de Mexico. They'll know who he is then, because a lot of people think he's winning or think he won. But he put up a good effort, right? So it is what it is. Let's hit that like button. Kurt, don't you just love how any of these lightweights can beat one on any day? Yep. Matthew, I love it. I love the idea that these fighters are not invincible. That's what I'm telling you about. I keep telling you guys, I hate to bring up the heavyweight division just for a second. Like I told you, all these guys that claim to be whoever they claim to be, they can all be beat, including Tyson Fury. Okay? We just get the reputation of, okay, these dudes are the best just because they're popular. Just because you're popular don't mean you're the best. See, people understand with Tank, with Ryan, with Teo, with Devin, these guys, right? If they know, they're worried about followers, they're worried about how many people, support them or subscribe to them. They don't want to mess that up due to fighting someone that we don't know, right? Especially someone that could kick their ass, right? So they like to keep that way. That's why they want to be strategic on who they fight. Because if they fight someone like Tio got upset. So now we know about George Kambosos. Now everybody's talking about him, right? We're not talking too much about Tio no more as in terms of fighting Devin or fighting Ryan or fighting Tank, right? So it is what it is. Nobody respects Ryan. Nobody fears Ryan. Ryan needs to come in there. Ryan needs to take these fights, man. Because see, the APP is out on Ryan. Bitch mob. Yeah, UK knows Garcia. Why do you think Tommy has pulled out of the fight? Nikki, I don't know. Think about it though. A lot is at stake if he catches the wrong punch. Let's be real. A lot is at stake if Tommy Fury catches the wrong punch. Search and destroy. Nobody beats Tank in my opinion. Dude, I gotta see it. If Tank whoops every ass in lightweight, if he's allowed, he will be the man. And you know something? Let me just be real with you guys, all right? I mean, I don't know how to be any other way anyhow, which that makes no sense, but just to cut the shit, I don't think Floyd wants Tank to fight any of those guys. I know he don't want him to fight Devin Haney because I think it's a vested interest because him, Jeff Mayweather, those guys took time, Roger, God bless the dead, they took time in training Devin Haney since he was a boy. They know Devin Haney. And I don't think Mayweather wants that fight for that reason. But all those other guys, Ryans, Tio, Loma, look, all Tank has to really do is fight Loma, and then he'll be a superstar. Am I right or am I wrong? All Tank has to do is fight Loma. Knock Loma out if he can. If he can knock Loma out, he will shame Bob. Bob will, fuck. Bob will probably retire, If he can beat Lomachenko now, especially after what Lomachenko did to Nakatani. But you think Floyd really wants that? You think he wants that for Tank? You think he really wants him to fight Loma? And a lot of times it's like, you think he's going to lose. But no, it's not even because he's going to lose. What if he wins? Yeah, Josh who? Ex-ace, 99 times. Tank cherry-picked and almost lost last night. Tank didn't cherry-pick shit. Floyd cherry-picked him. Floyd and Leonard. We got to get that straight. He don't have, look, he doesn't have a hold on his own career. He doesn't pick, he doesn't choose, he doesn't decide, he has no voice. If you notice every time Tank says something, Floyd's looking at him like this, like, motherfucker, you better not say something wrong or we gonna have words. Tank beats anyone, just superior. Well, will we ever see the shit? See, that's just hearsay. That's just like saying Wilder will knock anybody out. See, Wilder would beat AJ. Rodney wore damn eagle. You know what I mean? See, I go a step further. Let's make these fights happen. Middle Box J, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Josh Taylor cleared out a stacked superior division. The man is the best, ain't stopping. Well, will they fight him? See, he's a WBA regular champion. Tank is, right? Will he go for all the marbles and fight the guy that's the real king? Will he fight him? Better yet, will they allow him to fight him? See, Floyd knows how to make stars, and Floyd also knows how to appear how to be a star. He's making it appear like Tank's a star. Tank's not a star, and I don't think he really wants him to be a star. I don't think he really does. I think he wants to be able to dictate Tank's life, career, because it's about the position of power. See, Floyd knows as long as I can do what this guy wants me to do, or as long as this guy does what I want him to do, better yet, I'm not worried about anything. I don't care about Ryan Garcia. I don't give a shit about Teofimo Lopez. I don't care about Devin Haney. I don't care about Loma. I don't care about Josh Taylor. I don't care about none of these guys. As long as I'm able to dictate and become Fidel fucking Castro to these young guys that are trying to make a name like Floyd Mayweather. See, Floyd said it himself. There can only be one Floyd Mayweather. There can only be one Floyd Mayweather. The pay-per-view numbers don't lie. Nobody's making numbers like me. Nobody's making numbers like me. Why do you think he says that? Do you think he wants those guys to succumb him? See, at least someone like Bernard Hopkins, he's real about it. You remember what Bernard Hopkins said about Triple G? I don't want Triple G to beat my record. 22 title defenses. I don't want that to be the case. I don't want that to be the case. Floyd, I want these fighters to do better than me. No, you don't. We can tell you don't. How? You're not fighting this. You're not fighting anybody. You're pulling. We can't even. Can he beat up a troll? He couldn't even beat up a troll. Let's be real. I'm talking about Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero's a troll, bro. A shit-talking troll. Yeah, I just want to fight the best of it. He couldn't even fight him. Hell no, Tank. I see him punch a little hard at the bag. So we're gonna get you another fighter. We're gonna get you another fighter. You ain't gotta worry about this motherfucker. He a rapist anyway. He got a strong on the pussy. Yeah. Tank, we ain't got a strong on no pussy, do we, Tank? No, man, we ain't got a strong on no pussy. No, we ain't got a strong on no pussy. See, Rolly Romero? No. Hell no. He punched a little too hard. Hell no. No. You want that curly head motherfucker? That big nose motherfucker? No. He gonna fuck up our game. He going to jail. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Rolly is slow. But then there's no reason. There's no logical reason why they didn't fight that guy. Let's get those likes up. We got over 200 people in here. Let's get those likes up. But look, Floyd does not want those guys to shine. He wants them to do good. He wants to get them paid. He wants to see them with the gold chains around the neck, big fat ass gold chains. He wants to see that. He wants to see the tats and the glamour and the Rolls Royces and the Bentleys. He wants to see that. But he don't want to see them do more than he's done. And he knows how to make champs because he's been one. What do you think Floyd did to become who Floyd is? Think about it. He got rid of Bob Arum because he couldn't go nowhere with Bob Arum. That's why he did what he did. I got to get rid of Bob. I wanted $20 million. I wanted $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. He wouldn't give it to me. So I paid out my contract and I still got the fight. Bob Arum still owed me money for Arturo Gatti. Kurt would slap Rolly Romero up. Man, it wouldn't be. Rolly Romero, man, you got to understand, those guys are young. They're younger cats. And when you're a professional boxer, a lot of people get into trouble because they think, because I can box and fight, no one can touch me. A lot of they walk around, with entourages and stuff like that. Oh, you can't touch me. You know who I am. This, that. No, that type of stuff, man. You have to really approach situations differently when you're dealing with real life people. Like guys like Rolly, that's how they end up in jail and get into trouble. Egos. Don't let your ego get your ass whooped or get into trouble, or you jump on somebody, then you owe them money. You know? The woman in the barbershop here in the UK asked Floyd who he was. Floyd thought he was Mike Tyson. Okay. Your Mayweather impersonation is good. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you, man. Ryan has more physical, athletic advantages than Tank if he trains hard. Well, Ryan's just fast. I don't think his footwork is all that good. I think he has faster hands than anything. But like as far as footwork, agility, I think Tank got him. I think Tank got him in the footwork department. Yes, Kirk, I think Tank would beat Ryan. Dave, the weekend, boxing critics were saying Tank was going to knock him out in the early rounds, but he was struggling. Yeah, a lot of people predicted that. You guys catch Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. He said in 6. You know, Blue said in 6. I'm sorry, Blue Blood, because you do have blue, then you have Blue Blood. So, you know, so a lot of people thought that Tank was just gonna go out there and mop this boy up, cook him, like Floyd say, he gonna cook him, he gonna cook him, he gonna cook him at 450, he gonna cook him at 450 degrees, he gonna cook him. What's Floyd gonna say to Tank if he disrespects him? Tank, if I see you with them gloves again, it's gonna be me and you. Then ain't gonna get you no fight. You ain't gonna fight the 2023 motherfucker. Literally, cancel his books. Nah, don't give him shit. You know, Floyd walk around. Don't give him shit. I'm told about wearing them damn gloves. I'm told about Canelo. Canelo, he's the enemy. Canelo's the enemy. Exactly, but I thought Tank said he hurt his hand. Yeah, he hurt his hand, so he's gonna need some time off. You know? Yeah, blue. See, that's why I said that. I said there's a blue, then there's a Blue Blood. Boxing Logics United is blue, then you have Blue Blood Sports TV. So I made that. I respected that before. I just, you're blue. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Exactly, but I thought, okay, Tank is a beast, but I think Haney is the real deal at 135 until Stevenson moves up. Did you guys see Stevenson and Haney spar? Did you guys see that? I mean, it was something to look at, dude. That was one hell of a sparring session. That was one. See, here's the thing. When you see a sparring session, feel rejoiced, feel blessed. Why? Because a lot of those are not televised. They're not filmed. You know what I mean? And if they are, they're not going to be welcome to the public. Okay? They're not going to be shared. You're not going to get that footage unless somebody, gets pissed off and leaks it. You know what I mean? So, I think personally, honestly, I would love to get the Golovkin-Canelo footage when they sparred. See, that would have been the real fight. Not the shit that happened in 2017, not the shit that happened in 2018, because by that time, Golovkin was already 35, 36 years old. Okay? He was 37 years old when he fought Canelo the second time. See, Golovkin is 39 now. No, I'm talking about when he was in his prime, when people like Chris Eubank, Billy Joe Saunders, Peter Quillen, those guys, when none of them wanted to fight Golovkin. Remember what Golovkin did to Lemieux? He made Lemieux blue. Like Boxing Logic United. Yeah, so everybody was running from Golovkin. You know what I mean? You remember Stephen A. Smith? Whoa, Floyd, please, Floyd, don't go no near Triple G. I love you like a play cousin, but don't do it. Big drama show. David Garcia fight is like Canelo Khan. Fight just switching off bodies. Some outcome for Garcia. That would be crazy. Yeah, Stephen A. You know what he told Floyd? Floyd, please don't go near Triple G. Don't go near that man. You don't have nothing to prove, Floyd. Floyd ain't the best. Oh, how very disrespectful. Curtis the best person. That shit is a gift. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Tank a good fighter, but y'all overhyped him, made him look like a beast. Well, Tank is a beast, but how big of a beast is he really? How big of a beast is he really? I mean, let's be real. Until we see him get in there with Tio, Garcia, Haney, Taylor. Fuck, can we get a Linares? I mean, you fought an old motherfucker already with Gamboa, didn't you? A one-legged ass Gamboa at that. Can we get that? Loma. Fuck, can we get Loma next year? You know, like Tank is on some. Look what Floyd said about Loma. And this is the difference between Floyd being mad at Tank and then him being okay with Tank. When he was mad at Tank, we're gonna get him in there with Vasil Lomachenko. Absolutely. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna get Tank in there with him. That's when he was mad at him. He was gonna feed him Loma. See, everybody know, and everybody knew, Loma was gonna beat that kid up. And I said that kid, he was about 25. He's 27 now. 24, 25. Man, your workout is motivation. Thank you. You know, my thing, I'm gonna do this all week because I'm training for a role anyway, because I gotta get into shape. So no one wants Loma. Floyd gonna threaten Tank with that fight. He does that. I'm gonna call Bob Arum, old ass on you, and get Bob on the phone and get Loma ass with you. You keep playing. You keep wearing Canelo gloves. Keep wearing his fucking gloves. Keep wearing his fucking gloves. Let it be. Yeah, man, don't Tank, don't wear his gloves. Just don't wear his gloves. Don't wear his gloves. And you know what, to be honest with you, I don't see why Floyd is hating on Tank or want Tank to be more like Floyd, and when in reality, Tank is more like Canelo. Think about it. Counterpunch. Tank fights more like Canelo than he does Floyd. Tank ain't no fucking shoulder rolling guy. He's a southpaw banger with elusiveness, and he's short, and he can punch. He has skill. You'd want him to be like Canelo. You want him to do what Canelo done or is doing to fight us. Not to be like fucking Floyd. Not everybody fights like that. Not everybody fights like that. Let's just be real. You're trying to make a guy be like you, and his style is not like you. His style is like the guy that he's praising, and you don't like that guy. But what's enough? What's going to be enough? Floyd, you beat the guy in fucking 2013. What do you want? But you want him to crumble and be, I thank you, Floyd, for everything. I think Floyd Mayweather for everything, for the opportunity. It's all about Floyd, man. Gotta love Floyd. And Floyd wants you to love him back. And if you don't, put his ass in the doghouse. Pitbull gonna fight like Floyd last fight. Tank runs away like Floyd. He learned from the best track star. Well, you know, he learned how to turn. He didn't run. Listen, Pitbull, anybody that comes at you like that, you don't want to give him the opportunity because he's coming at you, right? You either attack, hold, or elude. That's only three things you can do with a person doing this. That's it. Because if you sit there like an idiot, you're going to get popped. That's boxing. So you talk about running. No, he just turned him. Turned him. Get out of the way. I need space between you and me. So I can set up my shots. I'm sorry. He's a southpaw. So I can set up my shots. Get off. Set off that uppercut. That I call that the Leo Santa Cruz. Right? So set him off. You know. Turn him. Turn him. That's all he was doing. You know, now when Pitbull came in, bop, bop, he was hitting him with body shots, right? He was going down to the body, heavy blows. But those heavy, wide punches that Pitbull was throwing, he missed a lot of those punches. Canelo runs away from everyone. Yeah. And tell that to fucking Caleb Plant. Billy Joe. Oh man, Ryan Garcia's pretty boy clown. Ever since he was dropped, he was never the same. Tank will knock Garcia out. Well, I think what would be impressive if he did knock him out. Never judge a great fighter because he had an off night. Is what it is. Search and destroy. Counterpunch to you. Tank is a great fighter. He fought Cruz with a broken hand after the 5th and with one hand after the 9th. Well, I don't know when he broke his hand. I don't know when that happened. I just know he damaged it at some point. So I'm not gonna pinpoint the shit. He had a damaged hand. You know what I mean? What it showed is he didn't quit. You know, a lot of people that's not as strong, they would have quit. My hand, man. My hand, man. You know? Floyd said that Canelo is running from Benavidez. Yeah, I heard him say that. He's running from Benavidez. Canelo, he's picking whoever he wants to fight. He gonna go way up there. He gonna go way up there to fight some guy we ain't never heard of. And he's short. He like Tank height. He gonna go up there and fight him. He should fight David. He should have fight David Benavidez. Last I heard. But gotta go, man. Nice catching alive. Jim Brown, counterpunch to you. See you on the next one, brother. Haney versus Cambosos. Arman. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Who wins between Tank and Haney? Man, I think Tank, because I do, and I'm not trying to say he can't punch, because we know he can punch. We know Tank can punch. And I know he was in there with a tough mother sucker. We know that. We know he was in there with a tough mother sucker, but I don't know. And I see Devin Haney either out landing and outboxing Tank, but I can also see a scenario where Tank stops Devin Haney. Okay? Because Devin Haney's been rocked a few times. Look what Linares did to him. I remember I interviewed Linares. Linares is like, he's going to call me daddy. You know? Tank needs to improve to beat Tank too young. Well, understand something. I don't know if you guys understand this. Tank is 27 years old, bro. He should be getting the fights that he needs. He should be getting the fights that he needs. See, Floyd wants these fighters. He wants these fighters. He wants talented mutes. Haney needs to improve. Okay, I read that one. Prime Linares could beat a lot of these guys. Yeah, Linares was no guy to play with. But see, understand this. Floyd wants these guys to do what he says, but don't do what he does. See, if Tank was ambitious, Tank would then in return say, you know what, Floyd, I love you, but you're not getting me these fights. Who wouldn't take Tank? Think about it, ESPN. Fucking Eddie Hearn. Oh, God, they would hate that. Tank goes to Eddie Hearn. You know, he'd get the Devin Haney fight. He'd probably fight Mikey Garcia if Mikey Garcia wanted some. You know, I don't know where Mikey Garcia, I don't know where he comes in at now. I thought Tank was only 24. Dude, Tank is 27 years old. That motherfucker's almost 30. Like, seriously. 27 years old. Teofimo's what, 24? Yeah, he needs to leave Floyd if he wants those fights. I mean, if he truly wants them. If he just wants to be around and talk about what he has and what Floyd done for him, which is a great job. Don't get me wrong. Floyd has put money in his pocket, has taken him out the ghetto. But guess what? You can't take the ghetto out of Tank Davis. You can't stop Tank Davis from snatching his baby mama up, slapping her around, and doing all types of other shit like that. You can't stop that man from doing that. Haney and Ryan, young. Tank is a grown man. No, they're all grown men, bro. They're grown-ass men, all of them. Tio was a grown-ass man when he decisioned Lomachenko. I don't want that to be an excuse. If they want to fight that guy, they get full respect. Just like Canelo was a grown-ass man when he fought Floyd. Floyd. He was grown. He was beating the shit out of guys like Mosley and Cotto's brother and Ricky Hatton's brother. He was kicking that ass. Austin Trout, no doubt. Bars. That's what Canelo was doing. Okay? So, no. I don't want to hear that shit. No. Not at all. Floyd gonna rig Tank's fights if he leaves him. I'm gonna shut your ass down. You think you can leave me? Everything I done for you? I got you off the block, stupid. I got you off the block. Yeah, loyalty factor. Compound muscle movements burn body fat fast, squats with overhead presses, squats with biceps and curls. I heard that. Counterpunch to you. Well, I don't doubt it. Floyd just doing the best for Tank and not letting Tank shine to his full potential. Why maybe don't want Tank to do better than him, just a guess. Jose or Josie. That's what I've been saying. I don't know if you came on, but Floyd don't want Tank to really get that spotlight. See, because this is what happens. Let me break it down to you guys. If Tank beats Loma, let's say that fight gets made and he beats Loma. All right. Tank's going to be on top of the world. And then I think Loma will then retire. Because if he stops Loma, I think Loma will retire. Loma will do what Alexander Volsnik did. Remember that? When Betterby beat him. He will retire. Go home to Ukraine, chill out with his family, live happily ever after. Right? But once Tank does that, he's going to now start getting recognized. The hate's going to fleet. Okay? The hate's going to fleet. No, this is the gym at the hotel. Nikki, this is the gym at the hotel. Um, but see, other people are going to realize and want him. You know, you think of Eddie. You know, it's a pub job by Tank. It's a pub. So he's gonna know when Tank's a free agent and $20 million. Like Eddie Hearn could be like, you know what, I want to sign you for 20 mil for 3 fights. Then Tank going, oh yeah, you know, Floyd, Eddie Hearn come talking about he gonna have me for 20 million. Then that's when Floyd gonna get bitter on his ass. What you told? He can't talk. You can't talk to him. I'm gonna have his ass in court. He come use some shit like that again. Because they know they ain't gonna pay him no $20 million. They might try to bullshit him and let him think that he'll make $20 million from pay-per-view upsell. But do you think about it? He might make 10. All these boxers except for AJ, Andrade, Crawford, and Usyk live in Duckville. Well, that's why they're not shining. Tank should go to Canelo. Well, all black boxers need to fight for Floyd Mayweather, and they will. No, they won't. But understand, since you guys went there, that's pretty much the gist of the matter. Floyd wants people that look like him. He wants to promote them only. Mayweather promotion is the best. I like Shakur. I hope he gets better fights. Well, Shakur's a guy. He started off with a nice platform with ESPN, but he's going to eventually have to move around. I mean, if he wants to do anything. See, there's levels to your career. You might start off with this one job at FedEx. Then you get offered another job at UPS. Then you get offered another bigger job at Tesla, right? Then Google might offer you another job. So in between these times, between those particular moves and transitions, you have to have wisdom to know when to go. If you just stayed at FedEx, you would have never got your increase from Tesla or UPS or, or Google or any of these guys. You know what I mean? Just for example, we're back to Stevenson. Stevenson started with ESPN. He's going to have to know when to leave. He's going to have to know when it's getting stagnant where he's at. If he wants those big fights, he's going to have to get out of there. Bob's older. Bob has Loma. He has Tyson. He had Crawford, right? So he has a lot of fighters that he can deal with. He still doesn't have to really promote Stevenson like that. Remember that movie, The Great White Hype? Yeah, Search and Destroy. You know what? That's one of my favorite movies. That's one of my favorite movies, dude. That's one of my favorite movies. I'm curious about Charlo and Brian too. Well, I never seen Jermell so happy to get a draw. Look, and I like the Charlos. But it is what it is. I mean, you have to think about what you're saying. Saying shit like that, you have to understand those Mexican fighters were a lot smaller than him. So you got to keep it real. Do you think AJ or Usyk would beat Tyson? I don't know. They have to fight Tyson to find out. See, the only thing that we saw really is Tyson fight Wilder for 3 fucking years. That's all we saw. Let's be real. That's all we've seen. Okay? So, take it for what it's worth. Davis knows not to mess with Pitbull. Yeah, a rematch would be good, but you know, some fights are just too tough. You don't want to see a rematch. Well, I mean, it's either stay at a hotel or catch COVID at my apartment. And my house is too far away. So no, thank you for the super chat, man. Oh. All right. It's easy for anyone to look against Wilder that isn't a garbage truck driver. Well, don't let Wilder hit you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Because there's the flaws and the things that he has. You can't afford to get hit. AJ and Wilder need to sign with Floyd Mayweather. We'll make them fight 5 times. Whoever wins the 5th fight get $100 million. You think Fury would dominate Usyk like he recently has claimed? No, I don't. I think that would be the hardest fight he ever had. And that's my opinion. Usyk would beat Fury. Kurt, Davis edged that fight last night, in my opinion. Yeah, he won, but it makes you wonder, how do the other unknown contenders fare against the top guys? It's like we don't think Cambo or Isaac would stand a chance. Well, I feel, first off, that's exactly why these guys need to stop fighting and need to keep fighting these guys. Because every so often, though, you will run into a guy that no one ever heard of that will knock your head off. Okay. Michael Fuller, David needs to demand the big fights in 2022. Michael Fuller, you were so right. Thank you for the super chat. You were right on the money. Somehow I see Usyk undisputed. Charlie Torres, somehow I do too. It's just, I think people want it more than other people. Floyd Mayweather is a king, bro. Just accept it. Black boxers do better with him. I mean, what fights has he made that made him a great promoter? That's the question you ask yourself. not the perception. I mean, the reality. How many big fights has he hosted? Mono, I'm far from racist, but I don't see any Mexican trainers working with black fighters. So I see nothing wrong with Mayweather wanting to work with just black fighters. No. We had Abel Sanchez work with Terry Norris. We have Frank Sanchez working with Eddie Reynoso, and Frank Sanchez is black. Okay. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's a color deal, honestly. I don't think that's a color deal. I think that a lot of people, they often flock to a certain type of places due to reputation. Charles Edward Cheese, elbow cough, counterpunch to you, coming in with that $300 super chat. Counterpunch to you. Oh, Charles Edward Cheese coming in with another $125 super chat. God bless you. Thank you, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. What else we got here? Like Showbiz says, oh, he flexing. Oops. Let's see. This dude really just copied my comment. Okay. Does boxing really want Undisputed at heavyweight? Yeah, boxing needs it. I mean, here's the thing, though, people. For the people, or for the fighters, let's say the fighters that got to the Undisputed level: Josh Taylor, Terrence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, Canelo Alvarez. Those guys, see, these guys are constant. They're still fighting. It's accomplishment that can only be done with certain fighters. Even Floyd said it. Floyd said it himself. He did something that I never done. Not saying I couldn't do it, but I never done that. And I appreciate Floyd for at least acknowledging, like, hey, I never done that. So that isn't at least an accomplishment, and it is a big thing when with patience, with going through the politic bullshit, with fighting these guys and getting all these fights together to fight these other champs that could possibly do on other networks, and you got to deal with them and their shenanigans and this, that, and the other, and then you finally get an opportunity to get those belts, and then you get those belts. Okay, so I think at the end of the day, it takes a lot of patience, hard work, and dedication to do that. See, anybody could have done an easy route like Floyd. Floyd wasn't consistent in doing that particular situation or that particular accomplishment. He could have been undisputed somewhere at some fight, but then, like, let's take 130 for an example. You had, roll back the spirals of time, you had Floyd Mayweather, you had Diego Chico Corrales, you had Acelino Freitas, and then you had Joel Casamayor, right? Floyd was he was the guy that he beat Corrales, which Corrales was considered like the biggest threat because he was undefeated. But then Casamayor turned that fight down, and Acelino Freitas, I think he was the last of those guys. So he ended up stopping Diego Chico Corrales, knocking him down, I think 5 or 7 times. Then he moves up to 135. He could have fought, Jose, because see, here's the thing. Joel Casamayor beat Diego Corrales. So that fight, we never knew. Charles Edward Cheese coming in with that $25 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Talk is cheap. Why even meditate on it? Just put them both in there. That's enough talk. Well, did you vote? Yes, because Fury isn't lineal, Garcia would whip up on Davis. Okay. Hello, amigo. Welcome to Mazatlan, wherever you can't. Okay. Kurt, you're gonna buy a pizza for the whole chat. I know, right? Frank Sanchez sounds like an Afro-Latino, not African-American. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're African-American or Afro whatever. You know, just because you speak another language doesn't change what you are as a person. You know, cultural differences, sure. But I mean, you know, based on what you're saying, though, a black guy doesn't normally go into like a Mexican, because I mean that's still different. You know, you can still say, well, he's Afro Latino, okay, but he's not Mexican, though. You know what I mean? So I mean, those rules apply. Just as like saying, well, Anthony Joshua went to the Reynosos. He also went to Robert Garcia. You know, Kurt, IFL just put a video of Tommy Fury explaining, and he pulled out the fight. He had a virus, continued sparring and fracture in a rib. He's shown his MRI scan to prove he's not fit to fight. Well, you know, I'll definitely get on it, take a look at it. If you can, send it to me, so I'll have to look for it. But it's unfortunate, you know. The question is, how long did he have the damn thing? You know what I mean? That's the thing you think of. How long did he really have it? You know? Jose or Josie, new sub in the house. Kind of punch to you. Tommy Fury has just released. Okay, gotcha. Just released it. Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll definitely check it out. The good boxer beats the small good boxer most of the time. Adrian, most of the time, yes. Pac-Man whip Floyd. Get out of here. Kurt Money Mayweather. Money. Why can't Floyd do an interview without having to drift off about his career and how he beat Canelo? By the way, Ryan KO's tank if he uses his length. Unpopular opinion. E-Man. I don't. Floyd is about Floyd, you know, and I think that's because, you know, if you are just, you've never lost, you've never had a down in your life besides going to jail in 2012. You've made more money than anybody, so I think he's pretty much stuck in this pride realm where, I mean, I don't think that he can appreciate anyone else because to him, the spotlight never came off or never went off of Floyd. So you know, Floyd in his mind thinks, you know what, people want to hear this shit about me, talk about me instead of the fighters that I promote. No, seriously, man, I think that's what it is. Canelo is Irish. Ginger. He's a bloody ginger. Money isn't everything. AJ will die one day, and all the money will rest in this world. No, his kids will get that money and squander it, or his power of attorney. Fury is too big for Usyk. Different from AJ because Fury can box much better, and he's crazy one-punch knockout power. Okay. The man you came back as after a loss is something else. AJ knows he won't beat Usyk, so he is right to take the money, then fight the winner of Usyk versus Fury for more money. Fury doesn't have one crazy. You two effing suck. I knew somebody was going to say something about that. I was like, okay, I won't say nothing. Canelo isn't Irish. He is just not Indian. Okay. Aniles Cruz. No. Analis Cruz. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I know we was going to get some pushback from that too. That, you know, Canelo being, and I'm surprised that no one ever said that, you know, and I'm surprised that, you know, Billy Joe didn't say anything about that. You're really Irish. You like that beef. Do you think the African brother Francis Ngannou The heavyweight champ, who is also the strongest man in the world with Wilder, can come to the boxing and beat Tyson Fury. Well, Justin, if he hits Tyson Fury and he has a good game plan besides just landing a punch, maybe. But I don't like. I think he needs tune-ups first to see what he's going to do, and I don't think he's just going to pull a Conor McGregor or no shit like that. You know what I mean? Canelo scared of Benavidez. I think Canelo, instead of doing that Floyd Money Mayweather shit, I think he should just take the fight to appease the fans. Like going up, because see, there's nowhere to go but up if you go to cruiserweight. If you come back down, it's like, dude, you're putting yourself in all type of jeopardy. If AJ step aside, he will never be champ again. Leon Musa, you might have a point on that. Because see, there's no guarantee he beats either. You know what I mean? If Usyk fights Tyson Fury and AJ allows it, think of this. Usyk could beat Fury, right? Let's say he beats Fury. Why would he want to fight AJ again? I mean, he could do it for the money. He could do that for the money. But then he would be undisputed in 2 different weight classes by beating Joshua first. Joshua stepping inside, fights Fury, beats Fury. There should be no one else he would want to fight, probably except Wilder. Right? But I mean, they would have to offer him enough money, and him fighting Wilder would be a good fight. I would love for him to fight him in that order. Fight Tyson Fury. If you beat Fury, then you fight Wilder, the second quote unquote best. And because you've already beat Joshua, you beat Fury, you beat Wilder, you'd be the fucking best in the heavyweight division, period. You'd be probably pound for pound the best, because there's nowhere else he could go. Unless he just wants to, have a showdown with Canelo Alvarez or somebody like that, and Canelo could go meet him at Bridgerweight because, that made up shit, Mauricio, he could meet him at 220. You know what I mean? Or they can meet there because Alexander Usyk was what, 223, 222, his last fight with AJ. So yeah, that could be a fight that would interest everybody, and then we could see who's who. But Usyk does that. Usyk would be the fucking best in this generation. Think about it. He would be the best in this generation if he done that. You whoop Fury, then you already beat Joshua, then you fight Fury, you beat Fury, then you fucking cook Deontay Wilder, then you go back and fight Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow. I mean, there would be no other reason to fight anybody else. I'm Phil. He has gingivitis. Fury beats all. Fury has an attack style nobody can defend against Fury. No fights can happen in Ukraine because of the rumblings of war breaking out soon over there. Oh, that sucks. Deontay Wilder wouldn't take the fight with Usyk. Yeah, he would. If he had all them fucking belts, he would. Skrilla 50, yeah, he would. He ain't got nothing to lose at this point. Southpaw, right hand, one punch. All I need to do is hit him with the right, and everything else, and everybody will say good night. To this day, all I need is one punch. I read the news that Russia may invade Ukraine. Damn. Yeah, that's going on right now. Yeah, Russia planning massive military offensive against Ukraine involving 175,000 troops. U.S. intelligence warns. Damn. That's terrible. War is so fucking terrible, ain't it? Damn war is brewing. Yeah. I love how you taught your daughter till this day. Nikki Blue Eyes counterpunch to you. Wilder gonna be getting his head beat all around in the ring if he fights Usyk. Wilder, but see the thing, Wilder's stubborn. See, Wilder will take all them damn shots just to throw one, and if he can land that one, he may change the course of that fight. And see, the thing is about watching a Usyk versus Wilder, it ain't who's better boxer, none of that shit. Is can Usyk beat him round after round before Wilder knocks him down? Bars. Yep, if Russia gets started, then others will too. You see the BS interview Deontay did on his girl YouTube? No, I didn't. Send me a link. We got 175,000 troops and all the artillery necessary to invade eastern Ukraine. I heard they sent sniper units as well. Like, why the fuck would they do that? Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I guess they're trying to be like the United, the USSR, right? I think Wilder beats Usyk with a knockout. See? There you go. See, it could happen. One punch. This is a heavyweight division. Kurt, would you say Kambosos is the most well-rounded lightweight in the division? He seems to be decent in every category. Yeah, he has power, speed, humbleness. He's not an asshole. So he's not that, he speaks his mind. But then, could he beat Devin Haney? We got to see. That's why these fights happen. See, I'm not going to be, he'll just whoop Haney. I mean, you can't say that. A casual would. I'm not a casual. I don't casually watch boxing. My wife cracks up every time she sees it. Yeah, she's getting famous over here. China might get involved. Damn. If allies to who? Russia? Oh, that'd be very bad. Also, trouble with China and Taiwan. Fury has scary endurance for a fatso. He defies everything. Quick, smart, timing, power. Jack, he's tough. If AJ steps aside and Fury wins the Usyk fight, he won't fight AJ. If he didn't want it earlier this year, why would he want it then? It's Western fake news again, I guess. Shit, I hope so. Nick Mad, good channel. Appreciate it. Taiwan is independent from China, but connected to it. Yeah, I heard about that. It's kind of like an island off the coast. Like, yeah. They speak Cantonese there, though. Kurt, which boxer did you look up to grow up? Man, a lot of them, really. Roy. Used to watch a lot of Roy Jones. He was kind of like Roy, and then Mike Tyson. I liked Felix Trinidad. I watched a lot of Trinidad. Julio Cesar Chavez, he was okay. He was just kind of like that marketed champ. I mean, he was good and all, but it's like when he fought De La Hoya was coming into power. Young guy. AJ's principal won't allow him to step aside. Well, let's hope so. Wish we could do the Star Trek thing all get along. I know, right? He will fight Usyk again. Kudos to these guys throwing big bucks at Kurt. Yeah, man, it's cool. That's cool stuff, buddy. Yeah, Pernell Whitaker. Yeah, I like Pernell too. I remember Pernell had a one hell of a fight with a guy named Diobelis Hurtado. And he damn near lost that fight. I mean, he damn near lost that fight. Like, no ifs and buts about it. He almost lost that shit to the point where he was trailing on every scorecard until he hit Hurtado in the 11th round and knocked him out. He kept welling on him. but he needed it because that was the fight before fighting De La Hoya. See, De La Hoya had a curse. Every fighter that was going to fight De La Hoya up until then damn near got beat. Like Terry Norris got beat. Costa Zoo got beat right before the De La Hoya fight. And now Pernell Whitaker was damn near about to be beat. Whitaker said, you know what? Bump that. I'm knocking this guy out. And that's exactly what he did. You know? A good fighter was Frankie Randall. Yeah, God bless the dead. Pernell lost to Trinidad. He did. He did lose to Trinidad. Roy Jones Jr. was the greatest ever at his peak, my opinion. Wesley Gamble. I cannot argue with that because I just did not see nobody beating that man with the type of skill, speed, power. It was just crazy. Kurt, I have a great topic for you. Victor Rodriguez, what's up? Counterpunch. Lennox Lewis would beat every current top heavyweight fighter. This dude was a beast, very skillful and powerful. Can't argue with that. You know what's weird though? I think at the end of the day, somebody that could probably give Lennox Lewis problems is a smaller heavyweight. See, Lennox Lewis was good at like Usyk and Lennox Lewis would be a good fight. Frank Sanchez versus Lewis would be a good fight. Now does he take them guys? Maybe. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. You know, so I think that Lewis, though, like those big guys like Joshua, he would spark Joshua. Because these Joshua will start getting hit by Lennox Lewis, and before you know it, Joshua will be on his ass because he wouldn't know how to deal with that type of pressure. And Lennox Lewis is the type of guy that will come at you and throw combinations at you so fast, he'll get in your shit quick. That's why him and Vitaly Klitschko was so good at what they do, because Vitaly was much more aggressive than Vladimir. Vlad had to have timing and set up punches, and you'll lunge in with shit and the jab and grab. No, Vitaly was in there and he will take you out. Okay, and it was jacked up. When you beat the one big brother, you got to beat the older big brother. So it was bad, man. The Klitschkos were terrible. They were a mob in a situation all by them. They were a force by themselves that you did not want to deal with. That's why a lot of those guys became football players, because they looked at it like, you know what? I don't think I would want to go into boxing. Fuck those Klitschkos, man. You know, they were big, they were tall, and they became the standard, right? So from Vitaly, from Lennox Lewis, then Vitaly, then they both retired. Then came Wilder. Wilder was there. Fury, then Wilder. They were right here. Then came Joshua, right? Then, you know, these guys, then you had Charles Martin, because remember, Charles Martin was undefeated once upon a time before he got knocked out by Anthony Joshua. But all these guys were 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'9". These guys were tall, and they created a perception of standard about who they thought was the future of the heavyweight division. And see, these guys now thought that everybody, based on who we saw at the top, who we saw undefeated, who we were seeing that had potential, that was beating Vladimir Klitschko, those guys are the norm. Back before, you had these tall, big-ass Klitschkos. They look like big-ass statues just beating everybody up. Lennox was quick for a big man. He was. He could hit you, bip, 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 bip. And I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, Kurt, been a great live. Hit my bed, 6 a.m. start. Again, good night, everyone on the live. Dickie Blue Eyes, Austin. Counterpunch to you, baby. Have a good night. I agree, but why do big heavyweights have problems with certain smaller ones? Harder to hit? Well, it's not only that. You understand that when you're a tall guy and you fight tall, you have to worry about shorter guys, smaller fighters being faster, being more elusive, getting under your punches. And a lot of times it's difficult, like guys like Joshua. It's difficult for him to fight smaller guys. You can already tell. He had hell with Andy Ruiz the first fight, because it was just awkward. You're here, You're used to eye level. That's why he was better at fighting Klitschko. That's why I think he would be better at fighting Fury, because Fury's right there at him. Versus a guy that's lower, he's going to crouch down to get even lower. So that goes from here to here, right? So he's going to be that guy that's able to come in, bit, 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 and then get out of position or get back low. So, yeah, Lennox Lewis, well, not even really Lennox, because Lennox actually did a great job with David Tua. He had a great job mopping David Tua's ass up. But David Tua, honestly, let's be real, David Tua didn't really bring any fight to him. He just fucking moped around and threw one shot at a time, like a big slug. You know what I mean? Yeah, and he might have had all the punching power in the world, but he couldn't do anything with Lennox. And I wanted him to win so bad against Lennox Lewis. I was so upset. You know what I mean? But Lennox was just bit, 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 bit. And I was like, oh my God, fuck you, Tua. You know what I mean? I was so mad, and it was weird. My girlfriend at the time, well, my child's mom at the time, she was she was from the islands. So she was from Guam. So we all made all this Kelaguen and Finidini and adobo and, all this island food and shit like that. And we were going to celebrate because Tua's going to be the first islander, right? You know what I mean? And, Samoan, from the, Polynesian islands. She was Micronesian. He was Polynesian and shit like that. And David Tua had the same name as my ex. So it was crazy, So we were all celebrating, man. And guess what? Lennox Lewis went in there. You know how Lennox. Ding ding. Left hook. That's what is exactly what happened. That was the whole fucking fight. The whole fight. I mean, the whole fight. And he was dangerous. I think he hurt David Tua a couple of those times. I mean, he never dropped him because then David Tua was a fucking tree stump. He was a powerful, strong tree stump. Lennox had big power to hurt Briggs. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Briggs. Think about the people he knocked out. Tyson, Briggs. He knocked shit out of Shannon Briggs. Remember Michael Grant? Remember what he did to Michael Grant? Oh, man, that was sad. That was some sad stuff. Michael Grant went over there because Michael Grant, I think, was scared of him. And Michael Grant figured, you know what? I'm going to go over there and just take it to him. So the bell rings. Man, you guys got to see this fight. I'm going back in, my Rolodex of fights in the yesteryear. I bought all the pay-per-views. You know what I mean? Michael Grant was 6'8". Lennox Lewis was 6'5", two big guys. And then, it was labeled, I forget what it was labeled, but they were just two big men. And Michael Grant was undefeated, big guy. He used to fight on ESPN, Friday night fights or whatnot. And then, he was known to just be this big fucking force. So Michael Grant went over there and just the bell rang, ding, ding. He ran over there, and he went in there and just went at Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis, damn, Then all of a sudden, Lennox started hitting him, and he knocked David Grant's ass out. And it was sad. And the reason why I call it sad, because, Michael Grant was sitting over there after the fight was over like, I'm strong. Yeah, we know you're strong, brother. I'm strong. Yeah, man. No, Bo wasn't better than Lewis. Adrian says Bo scared to death of Lewis. Well, those guys already fought, right? I mean, they've already touched gloves and shit. And Lennox Lewis beat Bo in the trials. So when they came, that style would have been all wrong because here's the thing. Riddick Bowe had when he was tall and slender, he was a very good fighter. But when he gained weight, he wasn't as fast. He wasn't as agile. He wasn't as quick. His reflexes were off. I think he wasn't lifting weights. He was lifting them fucking chickens. You know what I mean? He was eating too much. He was coming out of shape. That's why Evander Holyfield got him. Because Evander Holyfield, he's going to be all stocky and shit like that too. Yeah, Skrilla 50 in the Olympics, exactly. Beat the shit out of him. And I don't think Bo wanted any more of that, you know? And then see, Lennox Lewis really wasn't popular anyway. It's almost like, an unpopular fighter, but he's very good. A lot of people don't deal with that type of fight or fighter because they know better. And Riddick Bowe knew better. I missed boxing during that time due to being overseas. Oh, that sucks, Michael. Shit, that sucks for you, bud. Bo was training with those Twinkies too much. Yeah, he was. Riddick Bowe was mean, man. He two-pieced the dude. Like he was looking out for it. Boom! Boom! I was like, oh God, dude, what's wrong? It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy, crazy stuff. Bo shouldn't have fought Lennox, Lewis, and Tyson. Oh, Bo shouldn't have fought Lewis and Tyson. Oh, Bo should have. Okay. Bars, Twinkie bars. Will Wilder ever fight Joshua? Maybe. Maybe. I would like to see that fight, though. I was a big fan of Lewis, but he was bigger than most of his opponents. Yeah, at the time he was, but he did take on Vitali. I side-eyed Lennox for not taking the rematch. He would have been respected, win, lose, or draw if he would have fought Vitali again, Wilder looks 90. Nah, he don't look that bad, man. Give the guy a break. He had one hell of a fight. He's all right. Leave him be. Tyler's an underrated fighter. He is. Big Daddy was best. Lewis was scared and making contract excuses. Lewis beat Holyfield, never lost to him like Bo. Lewis smashed Galata. Bo basically lost twice to him. And Bo ran from Lewis, trashed the belt with a fear in his face. Okay, guys, so here we go. Who wins this fight? Gervonta Tank Davis by KO, Ryan Garcia by KO, Davis by decision, Garcia by decision, or a draw. So if you guys haven't voted or whatnot, you can still vote, but out of 888 votes, we have Gervonta Tank Davis KOs Garcia by 60% of the votes. Ryan Garcia by KO, 17%. Davis by decision, 9%. Garcia by decision, 10%. And draw for 3%. So, that's not me. That's you guys. You guys voted. That's what you guys think. Everybody thinks Tank is going to knock out Ryan Garcia. And this makes me want to watch the fight even more because now we're talking about it. We're in a buzz right now about these two guys. They're talking shit. I just want to see what Ryan Garcia does in his next fight. But anyway, guys, I thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to get something to eat. Everybody be blessed, be safe, and everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.